Back in 2021, when my husband and I were planning our wedding, I was making about 40K fresh out of college. It was like my big girl job, right? And looking back, I laugh about it because I really thought I was doing something and making some money. But when it came time to plan my wedding, I was humbled really, really quick. I decided to pitch myself to these brands to create content in exchange for products we needed or for paid partnerships. And so that extra income allowed us to have the wedding we wanted without as much stress. Welcome to the Side Hustler Podcast, the podcast for women building their dreams while balancing work, family, and all the things. I'm your host, Carly LeBlanc, a wife, mom, marketer, and your side hustling friend here to teach you how to grow a brand that works for you and not the other way around. Whether you're a side hustling pro or just starting out, this is your safe place for real talk, actionable strategies, and the encouragement you need to keep going. We're here to help you make progress and not perfection. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's build your dream one step at a time. Hey, y'all, and welcome back to the Side Hustler Podcast. I am your host, Carly LeBlanc, and I am so excited about today's episode because we're talking about something that's super close to my heart, and that's how to start a personal brand for 2025 without quitting your job. Now, I know many of you are working 9 to 5s, you're raising your family, and you're still dreaming about building something that's just for you. And starting a personal brand may sound overwhelming, but trust me, it's not as complicated as you think. Let me tell you about how I got started. So, back in 2019, I began creating content to document my pre-med journey. And I was thinking about wanting to become an anesthesiologist. But of course, life has a funny way of making you pivot. So looking back, that was my first step into me actually building my personal brand without even realizing it. And so after I graduated, I moved back home and then I became a part of the social media ministry at my church during COVID. As we know, the church back then needed a way to be able to host online services and to just increase their online presence. So I stepped in and I helped and I learned so much about content creation during this time. And when we started to go back to church, people started noticing my work and asking me to create content for their business. And so by 2023, I decided to make my brand official and launch my creative agency. And although that whole journey from side hustling to starting and creating my own business, it taught me so much. I just want to be here to share what I've learned with you so that you can do the same. So, in this episode, you're going to learn what a personal brand is, 2 reasons why you should start your personal brand right now, and 3 steps to start your personal brand before 2025. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, before we dive into today's topic, I want to let you know about a free resource I created just for you. If you ever find yourself feeling stuck or not knowing what to post on your page, I got something for you. It's a 30-day of done-for-you social media prompts for personal brands, so you never have to stress about what to post again. And you can grab it for free right now at cdcreativecoagency.com/content. And trust me, this will change the way you create your content. All right. So what is a personal brand? Your personal brand is what people think about whenever they hear your name. It's how you show up and what you're known for and what people expect when they interact with you. So think of it as someone knows you for doing something specific, whether that's online or in real life. So if someone were to ask you, like your friends or your family, what are you good at? What would they say? That's a big clue about what your personal brand might be or should be. So now that you know what a personal brand actually is, let's talk about why you should consider starting one, especially now before 2025. Reason number 1, financial freedom and extra income. Now, let me tell you, having a personal brand can create extra income that helps you save, pay off debt, or even invest in your dreams. Back in 2021, when my husband and I were planning our wedding, I was making about 40K fresh out of college. It was like my big girl job, right? And looking back, I laugh about it because I really thought I was doing something and making some money, but When it came time to plan my wedding, I was humbled really, really quick. Well, since I had a personal brand of creating content for brands, especially lifestyle brands, I decided to pitch myself to these brands to create content in exchange for products we needed or for paid partnerships. And it helped me cover some of our wedding expenses, especially for my bridal shower. And so that extra income allowed us to have the wedding we wanted without as much stress. Now, reason number two why you should consider is to be able to pursue your passion and build a legacy. So, starting a brand isn't just about making extra money, but it's about building something that's meaningful to you. Having a personal brand in today's economy isn't honestly an option anymore. Well, at least that's how I see it, because you just never know what life will throw your way. And I think of my brand as like an insurance policy. I use my 9 to 5 to fund my brand and to build something that could open doors that my regular job could never. And from a spiritual perspective, your brand could be the answer to someone's prayer. And if you have a gift that can help someone, it is your due diligence and your responsibility to share it and not to keep it to yourself. Okay, so now that we covered what a personal brand is and why you need one, now let's talk about how to actually start your personal brand, even while working your full-time job. Okay? So the first step to starting your personal brand is figuring out your zone of genius. This is just a fancy way of saying, what are you really good at? You don't have to be the best in the world. You don't even have to be the most perfect person in the world. You just have to be good enough to help someone. Now, I want you to ask yourself these questions. What is something that I have already done successfully? What do I love to do? What lights me up? What makes me happy and excited? What do my friends or coworkers come to me for advice on? Now, I don't want you to overthink this because it could honestly be anything. It's like if you love making flower arrangements or baking cakes or playing tennis or even just playing in your hair, you can build a brand around it. For example, my zone of genius is content creation. It's something I love to do. I'm naturally good at it. It's something that people are willing to pay me for. While my husband's zone of genius is gaming. And he's been able to build a personal brand on YouTube for the past 4 years. And now he has over 80,000 subscribers who watch him play video games online. So the sky is the limit. It could literally be anything. And if you're stuck on finding your zone of genius, let AI help you. Let AI become your personal assistant that helps you brainstorm ideas. So, what I want you to do is write down your answers to those questions and ask ChatGPT or any other AI service to help you figure out what your zone of genius could be. It's literally like having someone to help you brainstorm right in your pocket. After you figured out what you're good at, I want you to move on to how you can help others with it. So that brings us to number 2. Identify the solution you offer. Once you know your zone of genius, the next step is to figure out how you can help someone with it. Who is the person that is struggling with the problem of your zone of genius that you can solve? What challenges are they facing right now? And what is an outcome or transformation that they want or that you can give them? So, for example, going back to my content creation, I help people create content who may not know how to do it themselves or who doesn't have the time to do it themselves. That's the problem that I solve in the industry that I chose. Now, say for instance, if you're good at budgeting, your solution could be bringing simple budgeting systems for busy moms. Or if you're good at baking, your solution could be custom cake orders or baking tutorials for beginners. Okay, so now that you know what you offer and who you're helping, let's talk about how to show up as an expert in your space, which brings us to number 3. We're moving along here. Use social media to position yourself as an expert. Now that you know what you offer and who you're helping, it's time for you to show up on social media. Yes, I said it. Show up on social media. Social media is a free tool that so many people do not take advantage of, and it's right at our fingertips and gives us the opportunity to share our passions and our zones of genius to complete strangers who we may never ever see in person. You don't have to be perfect or have it all figured out. All you need to do is share your journey. That's all the people want to see. So I want you to talk about how you got started. I want you to share tips and insights about your zone of genius based on your expertise and connect with people who are where you used to be. Let your content just flow naturally from your everyday life. Most of my content is of me working or running errands or doing mom things. Either way, it's something that I already do because it's real and it's organic to who I am. And if you're stuck on what to post, I got you covered. Download my free guide, the 30 days of done for you social media prompts. It's packed with ideas to help you stay consistent and to show up on social media with confidence. All right, so let's recap how to start your personal brand in 2025. Number 1, you're going to find your zone of genius. 2, identify the solution you offer. And 3, use social media to position yourself as an expert. All right, so that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it and found it super helpful. Starting your personal brand doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming at all. You just need a plan and the courage to take the first steps. Now, before we go, I want to remind you to grab my free guide, 30 Days of Done For You Social Media Prompts for Personal Brands. It is packed with content ideas designed to help you create, connect, and build your brand without stress. So head over to cdcreativecodeagency.com/content to download it now. And the link will also be available for you in the show notes. And if you love today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Okay, side hustlers, remember, progress is better than perfection. Start where you are, use what you have, and take it one step at a time. Until next time, keep hustling, sis. You got this. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Side Hustler Podcast. I hope you're leaving here today feeling inspired and ready to take your next step. If you love this episode, I'd love for you to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with another side hustler who needs to hear it. And don't forget to connect with us on Instagram at Carly Dorlin. I'd love to hear about your side hustling journey. Remember, you're doing better than you think, and your dreams are so worth it. Until next time, keep hustling, sis. You got this.